Okay, friends, yesterday we were working on our linear relations review. If you've got it in front of you, great. If not, take out a fresh sheet of paper to finish it. What did we do? There was 10 I had to do. How many did I do?
6.
6. I finished 6 of them, so we only have 4 to do today. Aren't you happy that we got through 6? So we only have to do 4 today, okay? So in your review is equation of a line, y equals mx plus b. That went pretty well, actually. Some people knew what that was. We did a slope example, so if you're doing a review, there's a slope example for you to look back at. Yes, you don't have to flip through all your notes. You can get it right there. Number 3, we talked about steepness a little bit. Bigger numbers or bigger or more steep lines. I gave the steps to graphing lines. We talked about parallel and perpendicular lines. And horizontal and vertical lines, which are a little bit awkward, actually. I don't ask a lot of questions about that in the test, but it does come up, okay? 7. I'm not going to say much about this. Just going to give you a strategy. 7 is called word problems. And I don't intend to be crazy tricky about word problems here. I'm just going to write a word problem and really talk about what we got to find in it, okay? So I'm really going to model this after the job I had after high school. True story. I had a job. So I'm going to call myself Bob. Bob.
What job? You worked at a radio store.
That's right. Works at a stereo store. He makes $125 per week. That's true. That's how much they paid me. $125 per week plus, well, here's the part that's maybe not true. I got different amounts depending on what stereo I sold, what TV I sold. You know, it changed depending on what I sold. We'll just act like I got the same thing for everything. Daniel. Plus $40 per stereo. Write the equation. Well, there's 2 things for you to figure out in this chapter when doing an equation of one of these situations. What are the 2 things we've been talking about all through the chapter? And I'm going to flip back. Do you need me to flip back? No, you don't need me to flip back. What 2 things?
Y mx plus b.
Good. He's already got y equals mx plus b preloaded. So the 2 things that I'm looking for in this question are m and b. What are the words for m and b? What do m and b represent?
Slope.
Yes?
Y-intercept.
And y-intercept. Now, in this question, we might need rate and start value. That's all we got to come up with. Seemed complicated before. But really, I'm just looking at the question going, what's he starting at? How much is he going up by? That's what I'm looking for. So what does my pace start at? 125. So I'm going to circle that and I'm just going to write B beside it to go, that's the B, that's the start value. What's my rate? How much is my pay going up by? 40. So I'm going to write M beside there. I'm done. Y equals 40x plus 125. Okay? I don't know if that's easy. I really don't. But if you know what you're looking for, it shouldn't go too bad. Well, we should state what these variables are. Let x be, what does x represent in this question? What am I going to use to figure out what I'm going to make? Like at the end of the week when I'm going, ooh, how did I do this week? What am I going to look back at to try to remember, to know about the situation so I can figure out how much I make? What decides how much I make this week? Yeah, right, what I sold. So let x be number of stereos. And let y be, once I have the number of stereos, what am I going to figure out? I'm going to go 40 times number of stereos plus 125. What am I figuring out? What do I want to know? What do you want to know at the end of the week of your job? What do you really want to know?
How much you want to make?
Yeah, Let y be amount of money made. That will be the game in the word problems, okay? Is to go, what's the start value? What's the rate? There, now I've got the equation. I'm acting like it's easy. It's not always easy. Sometimes you really got to look at the question to figure out what's going on. But that's the game. Do you have any questions about that? You try them out in the review. I put the ones on the test I made them a lot like the review ones, okay? But I paused because it looks like some people need more time. Daniel and I played Uno today. He lost every game, didn't he, David? Did he lose every game, Daniel? Hey, listen, if you're bored at lunch, we're going to start playing some games in here, so if you're bored and you want somewhere to be, you drop by, we'll play. Will we? You know how to play Uno?
What?
Do you know how to play Uno?
Me and Peter play Uno all the time.
What do you? Lunchtime. I got my deck right there. It's going to sit right there. More time? You're done? Favors okay? No, it's not okay, she says. Good. Okay, 8. 8 of 10. 8. Rearranging equations. I'm going to go straight to an example. Stop that. Straight to an example. Watch my face before you answer, okay? You watching? Is this in y equals mx plus b form?
No.
No, it's not. If it was y equals mx plus b, there'd only be y over there. Like that's what I got to accomplish. I got to make it y equals. That's what I got to accomplish. Then it'll be in y equals mx plus b form. So is the negative 30 on the correct side of the equal sign? No. Yeah, it's got to move over. It's not allowed to be on the left side to be y equals mx plus b. So when I move subtract 30 over to the other side, what does it become? Plus 30. Now, what happened to the 0? Well, it was 0. It was nothing. When I added 30 to it, it became 30. I didn't forget that. Okay, the 5x, also not allowed to be on the left side. When I move it over, right now it's a positive 5x, or it's adding 5x. What does it become? Negative 5x. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Look at my face. Is it y equals mx plus b?
No.
Almost. We're close now. It's got multiply by 2 out there. And what's the opposite of multiply by 2? Opposite of multiply.
Oh, divide.
Divide. So now I divide everything by 2. This is a little bit hard. I divide the 5 by 2, and I divide the 30 by 2. What's 30 divided by 2? 15. Good for you. There. Now it's in y equals mx plus b form. Why do we care so much? Y-intercept, slope. Ready to go. That's 8 of 10. We got 2 more to go. And then I got to check how you did in the review because test is Monday, friends. Test is Monday. Coming right up. Better paying attention today. What's going on? You just tired on Friday? Yeah. We're starting to settle back in again. We were a little crazy there for a few days, were we? Oh, you're tired. You're just tired. He's like. Listen, I know who's making that noise. So I'm just asking you, without pointing out, stop making that noise. Stop. Stop. You're not fooling any of us. I didn't at the start. I looked over here. I said, whoever's doing it, stop. Then you did it again. David turned you in. That fast. Do you see how fast he turned you in? It's like wham. 9.
Bro, I needed that.
Well, there are lots of things that are actually sort of tough in this chapter. This one hopefully is not. This is supposed to be pretty easy if you know what to do. So I'm going to switch colors here because you got to know what to do. Otherwise, you can't do this question at all. Peter. Good. Good. Thank you. That's better. We're doing better. If I ask you, you just go, yeah, okay. It's good. Not it wasn't me. Right? Who knows this? We need somebody who's right on the case. To get the x-intercept, what do we do? Devin. Pass, he says. To get the x-intercept, we've got to sub in a value. Ava. Yes! She remembers. For x-intercept, set y equals 0. Easiest thing ever, and I'll show you why. When I set y equals 0, watch what happens. What is 2 times 0?
5x plus 0.
5x plus 0, which I can just write 5x. And what's the opposite of multiplying by 5?
20.
Opposite of multiply by 5. Divide by 5. And what's 20 divided by 5? 4. So there's some scary algebra in this chapter, but that's not it. Subbing in 0 is pretty nice. Okay, now that you've done that one, that was y-intercept. Well, that was x-intercept, sorry. X-intercept, we set y to 0. What do we do for y-intercept? Ava. Set x equals 0. And again, subbing in 0 is nice because what happens? 5 times 0? 0, that's gone. And what's the opposite of multiplying by 2? Divide by 2. And I have the y-intercept. So that's one of the less scary parts of this chapter. Like, for instance, if you were strategically going, I'm not going to know everything in this chapter, maybe. But I'm going to study some of it so that I do okay on the test. This is one to study because it's like, hey, pretty nice, pretty straightforward. So you can just study certain things and go, hey, let's make sure I can do those things. Maybe I won't get 100, but I'll do okay. Yeah. This is one of the ones that's a little bit easier. Okay. Do you have questions? Do you need more time? Last one. This one's tough, friends. This is the tough part of the chapter. Okay. Number 10. Finding equations. Actually, I was very surprised. We had 2 very good days. We had 2 very good days when I was teaching this, and this went pretty well. And then I checked home the next day, and a whole bunch of people had it all done. So maybe it's going to be okay. How many trees do I have left? Gone. All right, here was the first day. First day, I'd give you a slope and a point. And we did well here. Actually, Peter was very helpful on this day. Let me just try and trigger you by saying the same question I said that day. What does the equation of a line look like?
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. And then the next question I asked was, does the question give me the slope? Does it just hand it to me?
No. Yeah, it does.
It does.
3.
3. So I can just fill that in. And again, this is the type of question that something hard is about to happen, but you can still get some of the marks by just going that much. Writing down y equals mx plus b, putting the slope in. Now we need somebody on the case. Their memories remembers what has to happen here now.
The 2 and the negative 5.
The 2 and the negative 5 are your x and y.
Yeah.
Negative 5 goes here. 2 goes here. I totally wrote it the wrong way. Sorry. I said it one way and wrote it the other. What is 3 times 2? 6. And when I move 6 over to the other side, what happens to it? Becomes negative 6, or subtract 6, and I get negative 11. It's good.
Yeah.
Therefore, y equals, we know the slope now. What's the slope? No, no.
Y equals
The slope. Read.
y equals 3x
3.
minus 11.
And the y-intercept?
11.
Negative 11. Okay. That wasn't bad, actually. Then things got a little harder. Here, let me put up my through. It's negative 11. So you could write add negative 11, or you could just write subtract 11. Yeah, good question. This is much harder. But I'm going to set it up the same way, so hopefully it echoes in your brain on Monday. Peter, what does the equation of a line look like?
Y equals mx plus b.
And now here, watch my face. Watch my face. Does this question hand me the slope? No. That's bad. Can you find slope? Yes, you can. Here it comes. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. With a heart around it. Bonus mark for putting a heart around it on the test. That's how important that thing is. It can do it. What do I do? Actually, Peter, you were on the case of this too, weren't you?
Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy, he says. What do I do?
You gotta find your x1 and your y1.
X1, Y1,
x2.
X2, Y2, and then just fill them in, right? Y2 is 24. Y1 is 4. X2 is 3. Subtract negative 2. Ooh, the negatives. The negatives might drive you nuts, eh? Use your calculator when the negatives drive you nuts, if you have to. What's 24 minus 4?
20.
3 minus negative 2? 5. Slope is 4. I'm going to try and do something here. I hope it doesn't mess you up, okay? A bunch of my grade 12s use iPads to take notes, and they can do stuff like this. They just grab this and they go, there we go. Now,
So I'd be allowed to take notes from my iPad?
well, if you don't do other stuff in your iPad, see, they're pretty good at not.
Yeah, well, it's all green now. Great.
I can fix it. What color was it before?
Green. It was green.
Red.
There we go.
David?
Now, get off of there and go green. Okay. Hold on. I'm almost done for the day. Give me another minute of attention span. It's y equals mx plus b. Do I have the slope? Now I got the slope. Oops. Therefore, y equals 4x plus b. Shh, I'm almost done. We've had a great day. I'm almost done. We did rise or run to get 4 for the slope, but I need the b. What do I do to get the b?
It's, you interpret the one, the x1, y1?
Yeah,
Either one.
either one. Which numbers are easy? You want to use -2 and 4, or you want to use 3 and 24?
Negative 2 and 4.
Yeah, you get to choose. You get to choose. You get the same answer either way. So if negatives aren't your thing, if negatives drive you nuts, maybe you want to choose points that are all positives, right? 24 equals 4 times 3 plus b. What's 4 times 3? 12. And then when I move the 12 over, it becomes subtract, and I end up getting 12, weirdly. And then I can state the equation of the line. Are those easy?
Yes.
No. Oh, hey, if they are, great. And then maybe you want to do some targeted studying here. You're like, okay, I didn't get everything in this chapter, but I can do these. So I'm going to make sure I got those. Maybe I'm not going to get 100 in the test, but I'm going to do pretty good because I can do those specific questions. Okay? It's exhausting, this life, eh?
Got it.
All this breathing in and out.
Yes, bro.
You need to work on the review. The answers to the review are on the website, but I'm also going to post them in a few minutes. You really need to study for this stuff and try and get ready for this test.
We got all weekend for it.
What's that?